Since you guys really liked ranking NBA team names, now we're going to rank the logos. The logos I used were based on the team's official website or social media pages. Dead last, the worst logo in the NBA is easily the Nets. It's just a word and a basketball with a letter on it. This is embarrassing. It's almost like they went down to the local preschool and had a child draw this. Second to last was another easy choice, the Pistons. This one also looks like it was drawn by a 4-year-old, and the only reason it beat the Nets was because at least there's some color. 28th, another easy choice, the Clippers. This is terrible. It's like they waited until the last minute to design it, and they were like, just write the first letter of each word and draw a basketball around it. Real quick, these first three are a totally different level of terrible. It blows my mind anyone thinks these are acceptable logos for a pro sports team. 27th is the Pacers, another boring one, and the only thing saving it from the embarrassingly bad category is the pinstripes in the back. 26th, the Magic. Finally, we have one that doesn't look like it's drawn by a child, but a flying basketball with stars on it isn't that creative. At 25, this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, and a lot of my friends disagreed, but I got the Trailblazers. To me, this logo is just boring, and nothing about it makes me think of a Trailblazer. 24th is the Spurs. This logo does look like a spur, and I mean, it's okay, but in the end, I don't really like it due to the color scheme. 23rd, I have the Suns. This one makes sense because you have a basketball inside the sun, and it kind of looks cool because the sun is flying, but with a name this cool, I think the logo could be so much better. 22 is the Thunder. I love the color scheme, the letters look really nice, and the logo's a clean look. My only concern is the lightning bolts in the middle of the logo. Their team name is the Thunder, not the Lightning. 21 is the Mavericks. Half of me loves this and half of me hates it. The reason I love it is because it's really cool to see both the horse and the basketball mixed together in the circle, but the reason I hate it is because it took me 10 minutes to figure out that that was a horse. 20th is the Warriors. I guess it's kind of cool to have the Golden Gate Bridge on your logo, but it's not very original, and that has nothing to do with a warrior. It's almost like they didn't know what to make the logo, so they figured they'd just put the most famous thing in the city on there. At 19, we have the Jazz. There's a lot going on here. You have the music note, and the music note's also in the shape of a J for jazz, and there is a basketball on it, but personally, I don't like the color scheme, so that's why this wasn't higher. 18, people might not like this one. I got the 76ers. Now, I do like that it's red, white, and blue, and I do like that there's 13 stars to represent the original colonies, but I hate the font. It just looks like it's from the 1920s. 17 is the Grizzlies. This one's okay, and I do like the yellow eyes, but this would be so much scarier if it didn't look so cartoonish. 16th, another one you guys might not agree with, I got the Hawks. It's not bad, but I don't really like the new Pac-Man look. I prefer the old school look with the hawk with the wings spread, but this one's still okay. 15th, I have the Raptors. This one's just kind of bland, putting a claw on a basketball. I really like their old school Raptor logo, and if they still had that, it would definitely be top 5. 14th, I have the Bucks. For a deer, this logo is actually pretty intimidating, and I gave them bonus points for the bottom of the deer being shaped like an M for Milwaukee. 13th is the Lakers. The only reason it made it this far is because it's a classic look that's been around forever. Just having words on a basketball is very boring, but it's classic, and that's why it's this high. 12th, I have the Wolves. Unlike most people, I actually really like the lime green added into it, and I love how the wolf is howling at the moon. But just like a lot of other teams, their old logo was much better, and this team would also have a top 5 logo if they still had the wolf in the trees. And 11th, I have the Kings. Finally, this franchise did something right. This is a really cool looking logo with the basketball on the bottom and the crown on top that fits the name. And I also love the font they used. This is a quality logo. 10 is the Knicks. Yes, it is a little boring, but it's classic, and everyone recognizes it. And my favorite thing about this logo is on the bottom of the word Knicks, it looks like skyscrapers that you see in New York City. 9, I've got the Rockets. At first, I wasn't that impressed with this one, but the more I looked at it, I like it. I like how the left side is shaped like a rocket, and then how they have the ring around the R to represent planets in outer space. 8, I have the Cavaliers. I think this logo is so much better than their old one. It's got a C to represent Cleveland, a sword and shield to represent a Cavalier, and the font and color scheme is really smooth. At 7, I have the Heat. I like this one because it's a fiery basketball going through the rim, and so the logo fits the name perfectly. This was very well done. 6 is the Nuggets. I love this one, and it was super close to being top 5. The reason it's special is because it has mountains to represent the area's high altitude, axes to represent their gold mining history, and finishes off with a basketball. This is quality. At 5, I've got the Pelicans. It's tough to make a good logo for a team name this bad, but they did a great job. The font, the Saints emblem, and even the touches all around the outside make this logo very good. At 4, I have the Hornets. I love the unique shape of the logo, the cool font, the color scheme, and the stinger on the bottom is a great finishing touch. This is one of the best logos in the league, and as a Hornets fan, it's about the only thing we have going for us. At number 3, I have the Bulls. This is classic and probably the most iconic logo in the league. It's intimidating and it just looks sweet. Second place, I have the Wizards. I love this logo because it really represents our nation's capital city well. First, it's got a red, white, and blue color scheme, just like America. Second, there are stars all over the logo to represent that they play in our nation's capital. And third, it has the Washington Monument, which is one of the most famous landmarks in America. And the best logo in the NBA is the Celtics. It's classic and iconic and represents the name well by having an Irishman spin a basketball. This is beautiful.